right. Hi guys, Kilo Whiskey here and Newland North. Long awaited video I've been attempting to do several times showcasing this map. And I mean, the update came out, one thing led to another. It's just kept getting pushed back. Last time I believe I showed this was in the Team Quest, which basically doesn't exist anymore. But I just got here, so we're at the airport right now. Bit of a sad update for newer players. So back in the day, like a few weeks ago, you could basically just come here as long as you had the money. It was like 150,000 after your discount, 75,000 rubles, something like that. You could go to the airport map and talk to the pilot, which now the pilot is located down here, and you could just pay him straight up out of the gate to go to Newland North or Tunguska. But now you have to have reputation points in order to get on a flight here. There's several ways to get to Newland North. I'm going to leave a link in the description to the wiki page for this map. But yeah, you're gonna have to have personal credits for well, there's like 4 factions, I believe. So you have to have reputation with certain factions in order to get here. But I mean, it's not too hard. It looks like Vesuvius would be the cheapest route. If you get into the Vesuvius map, you can get cheap tickets from there to here. I think pretty much from anywhere to here is 300,000, but from Vesuvius it looks like it's only 200,000 for tickets. They've pretty much really overhauled a lot of things here. I like the new textures that they have for the characters, so you can see my guy is now covered in snow. Before, he would be bright green running out here, but that snowy effect, that's new. It's pretty nice. There's some minor texture changes throughout the map, but I don't see massive differences. Like the in-game map, they've kind of polished it a tad, but it's not that great of a difference. I'm going to get in here and pick up my winter clothes. Turn that radio off. I don't know. They used to have really cool in-game music, but now it's, I don't know. Okay. I had to mail myself all, I left here and used, went to Newland South and then used a ticket to Tunguska. So I had to mail all my crap from Tunguska to here. Go ahead and change. And while I'm changing, I can talk about this update that they have done. So they really changed how cold works in this game. It used to be before, if I come over here to characteristics, we can see all the different details of our player, hunger, thirst, if we're actively sprinting, it'll show me my, current speed, but sturdiness, frostbite. The highest level of frostbite you can get per category, so torso, hip, shin, forearm, is 70%. Once we have 70%, that's the maximum you can get per each category. Don't know why they picked that number, but that's the number that they've picked. I spent a couple hours sorting through different combinations of clothing to try to find what gives you the max, and I've kind of landed on this combination that I'm setting up here to get the maximum cold protection. Let me just finish getting this on and I'll go through it. Quilted pants. And our Sylvan cape. Okay. I think that just about does it. Let me go ahead here and drop the excess weight. right? Fortunately, can't wear any body armor, so 6B13 and the Gorkas are gonna have to sit in the inventory. Boots. Did I bring a container along? No, I didn't bring a container. Great. This is a single artifact. So, kind of. Darn. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mail myself a container. And I'm going to fast forward through this part. Okay, now that I got my artifact containers in my back, let's just go ahead and jump into this clothing. So I have what I've believe is the maximum that you can get. If we come over here to characteristics and we look at my stacks, you see head 70%, torso, hip, shin 60%. 70% is the maximum you can get overall. I don't know why, but that's what it says. It says the max you can get is 70%. So forearm, arm, I have what I believe is the maximum combo, and I've done that by using underpants, shirt, thermal set. I don't know how the shirt got damaged, but okay. Socks, sweater with zipper, galoshes, pilot gloves, quilted pants, the sheepskin coat, Ushanka. I'm using a Sylvan cape, but you can use any of the capes. It doesn't matter. They all have the same protection. The knit balaclava, and interesting enough, the eye patch has 10% frostbite protection and is the only piece of eyewear that actually gives frostbite protection, so that's interesting. Yeah, so I have the best you can get overall, and what that basically does is if I walk outside here. So as I walk outside, it's getting dark, lovely. I should immediately get freezing stacks, and there they are. So we can see that 25 to 50 is light, average, heavy, and then death. What I take off of what I'm reading on the wiki and the update page is that if you are unclothed, 100 is death. But the better protection you have, the higher that number can go. And I have not stood out here wearing this gear until the point that I have frozen to death. But I can tell you that I've easily got up to around 300 freezing stacks before the edges of my screen started to get like this frosty freezing look. So I can get all the way up to 300 before I see ice forming on the edges of my screen. It used to be where if you had enough clothing on, it just never bothered you. With the current outfit that I'm running, I could stand out here in the cold. Didn't matter time of day or night, whether I was wet or not, and I would not freeze. I could stand here for 20 hours to leave my game running for a couple days, and he just simply wouldn't freeze, period. Now, even with the best clothing, you will slowly accumulate freezing stacks. The better clothing you have, the slower those stacks will be, and the higher it can go before you die. But better clothing just basically means you'll freeze to death slower, is how it works now. Which, going into the rest of this update kind of makes sense, because that's what they've been doing with a lot of... That's what this update kind of did. It brought use to a lot of useless items that were in the game. Firewood matches and building a campfire. In this particular map, because of the high winds and stuff like that, you cannot just build a campfire wherever you want. There's only certain locations you can build a campfire to stop yourself from freezing. They've expanded those locations, thankfully. But if you're planning on playing in this map and doing all the quests here, you're going to be operating, campfire to campfire. You get a decent set of clothing, And you're basically going to be running from warm spot to create your own warm spot. I'm coming up here to this, the northernmost island to look for shields and some artifacts and just kind of get out. Talk to Mr. Rusty here. He used to stand over there, but now he's standing here. He's got a task that you can do to find some old relics. And he's got a sheepskin coat you can buy. 3,000 personal credits. And you get these credits by doing his quest of bringing him artifacts that you find laying around. You can buy the artifacts off the board, off of other players, or you can go find them yourself. Kind of scattered all over if you want to pick up this coat. So that's what we're going to do. Just sit here so we're warm. Talk to our boat guy. Yes, I need a boat. Sign me up for a route. Take a seat. Probably going to have to fast forward through this part because he usually takes a minute or so before he gets on, but let me just run you through what's going to happen. He's going to hop on and he's going to start making his taxi rounds. He's going to go drop us off. Well, we'll have the option to get off on this island here, this island, or I believe maybe just this island. I don't think he does both. So I think it's 3 locations, and then back here there'll be some flares on the shore. I'll show you. When you trigger the flare, he'll come and pick you up, and then you have to pay. He'll bring you back. But I think he charges you like per stop or something like that. Or you just pay per round. I don't remember. The boat is about to leave. You get an achievement for this, by the way, too. Is riding on a boat. So let me jump ahead. Alright, so here we are pulling up to the dock of the main island up here up north. It never fails. I got a phone call during the boat ride, so. Alright, let's go ahead. And one thing I like is that the boat comes right up close to this rock, so now when you hop off, you don't get your feet wet. Before, the boat kind of parked sort of right here-ish, and I don't remember if this rock was here, because I just know getting annoyed every time I jumped off the boat. I had to like climb up onto the roof and get off, because I would always hit the water. But yeah, so these signal lights, if I click on it, it just kind of, it's like a firework, right? And it'll signal the boat to come and land here, so when I want to get picked up and leave, that's what we're going to do. Alright, so we're just going to go in a counterclockwise or anti-clockwise direction. And we're going to look for some artifacts and look for some, artifacts and, well, I mean, I guess both types of artifacts, really. The radioactive kind and the old rusty kind. Let's see, do we got anything? I mean, yeah, I think there is something over there. I don't remember if there's an artifact on this guy or not. Sometimes they seem random, almost. I really need to make map markers. Yeah, so here we go. So yeah, you just come up on it. And an old ship's rigging. Alright, cool. And so I'd make a map marker for that guy. And you can just do this daily, or, you know, come out and just run around and test your luck. Go over here. See, like, a couple weeks ago before the update came out, I wouldn't have my Geiger counter on right now because I could just clearly hear when I was coming up on an anomaly, but I've had several cases where I've ran into them and I just simply couldn't hear them. I guess already freezing them at 39. I mean, 39 is a long way from 300, so I'm good. There's a location where you find the gold coin on top of this mountain here where I can build a campfire. So I will be making my rounds and then going up there to make a campfire to warm myself up before then leaving. And let's see if I can get this done in a 30-minute episode. That'd be nice. Oh, there we go. Cool. I should have put on my gas mask in first. I didn't think about that. So you can put an L1 suit. What I've discovered is you can take off, if I take off my kneecaps and my cape, and I can put an L1 suit on over top of all of this, but it only gives me 5% protection per area versus the cape gives me, what is this, 7, 7, and 14, so the cape actually gives me more protection than an L1 suit. If I was to switch out the cape for a suit, I wouldn't have to worry about radiation so much if I was wearing a gas mask, but I'm not too worried about it. Hey, look, our first artifact. I am really loving this increased artifact spawn rate. Bump up to this guy, grab our first one. See if I fat finger something today. Back away. Usually I shut that up. Go ahead and turn that off. Did it cancel out my... If I'm running in an open field and I don't see any anomalies around me, I turn on the counter just so, I don't get caught off guard by something. But once I'm kind of in the anomaly field and you're, walking through a minefield, the counter's not really doing me any good at that point. Some days you get something, some days you don't. Ship's ruins down here. I really need to start marking out locations. Nope, come on, not today. I'm up to 99. 101, that climbed up a little fast. I'm gonna start using injectors to slow that down. Just looking for some artifacts. I was hoping to do this during the daytime, so it was a little bit brighter. I know when it's dark, I mean, it's a snow map, so it's still, the contrast is still okay, but I don't like recording when it's nighttime. It's just so hard to see. There we go, second artifact, alright. Inched in a little too close on that one, but fine. Another shield B. That's pretty much the average for around here. Usually when I come up here, I can fill 2 containers with shield Bs. You know, that one container kind of pays for the trip and the other container's profit. I'll usually take all my containers and go over to Caravan and art farm there for a couple hours. It's actually profitable now. I mean, before it was just a waste of time to try to artifact hunt, but oh, that one launched me. I think I'm dead, honestly. Yep. Dead. Double whack. So that's probably going to kick me all the way back down. Drops. Yep, here we are. Back at... I should have used a psychomotrin being up there. You know, I had it with me. I didn't use it. But you get careless and, you know, crap happens sometimes. Who's that howling? Yeah, well, actually, while I'm here, let me go ahead and do that. Let me drop off frying pan. Let's go do... Okay, I'll check. Let me do his quest. So the repair technician has a quest to go up on top of this mountain, which is the tallest point in the game. And I almost forgot about this, but you know, you can get the on top of the world achievement. So going up here, doing that boat trip, you'll get the boat achievement. If you're looking for that campfire on the island, it's like right up here. There's like some ruins of a castle or some kind of stone building, and at that ruins of the stone building, surrounded by Arctic wolves, is a location to make a campfire. But I'm going to do the repair technician's quest so I can show you guys the point that you need to get the on top of the world achievement. Let me just change my spawn point to here, walk through the propeller blades, and I want to talk to this guy real quick because I think I might have a quest for him before I go heading off up that mountain. No, that's not. It's like repeating dialogue now. Yeah, it's not. Okay. There was a quest I have to do. I don't think I completed it for her. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and head up this big scary looking mountain. I'm gonna have to kill some wolves along the way. Hug over here, I can get away with. I mean, you get points for killing the mobs. I don't know. You know, if I go out, sometimes I go out and I farm. Other times I just try to avoid them at times. Well, you're going to be unavoidable, so I'm on semi-auto. Why? There we go. Fully automatic. I don't know why I had my gun on semi-auto. If it's my FAL or something like that, I usually have it on semi. That's probably why. Not running the FAL today. I'm bringing the M4 along. They've kind of buffed 5.56 a little bit. It's still not as powerful, but it's decent now. If you haven't figured out a cool little feature with most optics, if you hit the N key, you can actually adjust something about the optic, whether it's flip-up sights or you can adjust the flip-up sights. This one I can adjust the brightness of the viewpoint. I do kind of like that though. It looks like what they call this one, but I should check that out. What is Comp 1? Yeah, so this is the Comp 1, but it looks just like an Aimpoint Pro. That's what it reminds me of anyway. I have an Aimpoint Pro on one of my ARs. Okay, I forgot I used, I'm not even going to pronounce that name. I'm going to call it the Orange Gatorade Injector. So I got 2 minutes left on that injector, and I'll start developing freezing stacks. They're kind of expensive, but it's, it can be pretty handy. What I've started doing was when I get close to about like 100 stacks, I'll start using injectors. I'd kill myself again. Where is this on top of the world? Highest point. Right here. Right about there. There's going to be another location that looks like it's the top of the world, but it's not. Right up here is where we go. I'll be able to make it. Okay. So right here, yeah, see how it popped up highest point. So I get an actual notification for it. Now as I'm standing here, there's another stalker over there. Very long Russian name. It looks like that point is taller, but it's not actually taller. And that location also looks like it's taller. When I got to this point, I walked over there and stood on that hilltop and that hilltop, and you could clearly, this man has lit himself on fire. Okay. But yeah, if you actually stand on those points, it is not taller. Here's our flag. Now that we've clicked on it, we have to go back down and up here cooking himself some food. Okay, now that we've clicked on the flag, unlike before, we could jump off the mountain and kill ourselves. Now we're going to have to actually go back down to him, or this way, and talk to I mean, we could kill ourselves and then respawn back at the airplane. Come to think of it, we don't need to run all the way back to him, but yeah, see how if I stand on this point now, that is the highest point of the game, but it didn't look like it before. Just sliding along the hills. Alright, I don't feel like doing all this, so we're just gonna just do it. Just kill me. Come on. Do it. Come on. Oh no, I've lost 2 pieces of meat. I should have just left my spawn point up there at the building instead of coming back down here. Just old habits die hard. I usually switch my spawn point to the plane, then go up the mountain, kill myself, and hit the plane and leave the map. But now to complete the quest, we have to go back and talk to the actual NPC. Which I guess is a... Why am I dying so quickly? Radiation. Should start building freezing stacks up here. Let's see. File. Am I out of wood? I dropped all my wood. Okay, whatever. But if you have wood and you want to craft a campfire and you're here and there's garages over there, you can actually go inside those garages and build a campfire in there if you want to cook some food out this way. No, it's there. Quest complete, 78,000. All right. But yeah, so that's pretty much, you know, let me throw up the map here and we'll talk about a few things. So go up here and get yourself a coat like we've discussed off of this guy. You know, there's some quests around here. Go kill some polar bears. Here, you know, is good polar bear hunting ground. If you want to get to Newland North or South without paying a guide, you can run all the way down south and then cross this bridge here to get into Newland South on the cheap. Here's a guy on this lighthouse, but not really much, you know, anything else besides that. The scientist station gives you that quest to find a bunch of airplane parts scattered all over. Yeah, it's a pretty fun map. Another scientist bunker down here. I think this is the the submarines over there. There's a Typhoon class submarine marched ashore. But yeah, check it out. So this is Newland North. I know I don't want to like throw, you know, too many things and kind of ruin it for people. I don't know why I can click on this guitar and it does nothing. It's part of the came about after the update. No, I keep forgetting to bring you boar legs, but yeah, so any other questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.